I almost lost my wife due to infidelity. You talking about the lowest of the low, that's when I really felt like that I was just losing it all. I was losing my family, didn't have a good steady job. I didn't like the man that I had became, and I said, I gotta do something.
But one thing I really love about Justin is his transparency.
What I could tell you is the things that he's telling you, he's not just saying it, he's not trying to sell a book, he's not trying to sell a course.
Justin has really impacted my life by not only being a friend, not only being a brother, but by being a mentor and a father figure as well too.
He is someone who is a deep well of wisdom. He's not afraid to be open about his past, and I believe for someone like me, it is very beneficial because I can learn from the things that he's learned through his walk, so I don't have to go through them.
My name is Justin Beard. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, born and raised, the Mitten.
It's not a game, this is the real deal. He's impacted my life. You know, when we have a supervisor or you're under supervision, it's because you believe that person has supervision.
So I joined the military to get some type of structure. And I knew that joining the military, it would instill discipline in me. But one thing that it didn't do was give me my identity. On the outward appearance, yes, it looked like I was becoming a man, but inwardly I was still a boy trying to figure life out. I had ambition. I knew I wanted to be successful in life. I just didn't know how that was going to happen.
You know, in this world, when we look at everything for a man to be fortified, which is quote unquote successful, we just look at things that are tangible, things you can grab, physical things. But truth be told, it's the things that we can't see, the inner things that are, once they're locked and correct, then you are truly fortified.
My brothers on my mother's side were full-blood brothers, and my two sisters and brother on my dad's side were full-blood brothers and sisters. So I always felt like an outcast. I felt like I didn't belong. And so I wanted to build that family that I felt like that I was missing out on.
I had no idea, one, what a fortified man even meant, but also what it means to be one nonetheless. By encountering Justin in this book, that's something that I've learned that you need not only to be a successful man, but be a successful husband. And a leader to those that God has called you to lead.
I got married because I wanted that family. I wanted that structure. I didn't deal with the past trauma. I didn't deal with the brokenness. I just was going through life trying to figure it out, as most people do, as we go along. I didn't realize it then, but I look back at it and I realized that I wasn't the man that I really needed to be to raise a family that I wanted to have.
God has given me the desire to actually have a wife, have a family, but I've never been having the blueprint. I've never been a shadow to anyone to where I can actually implement and see how that is actually being held, how that's actually being led. So because Justin actually is successfully doing it by being led by the Lord, I can see that right in front of me.
I hit my rock bottom moment in 2012 when I almost lost my wife due to infidelity. You talking about the lowest of the low, that's when I really felt like that I was just losing it all. I was losing my family, didn't have a good steady job. I didn't like the man that I had became, and I said, I gotta do something.
I see this book as a roadmap for those who may not know what their purpose is or know how to become a man. For me, I'm someone who grew up and my father really wasn't in my life, so I didn't really have anyone to lean on to teach me how to be a man per se.
I don't think people understand how important community is. When you try to go through life by yourself, there's no one to hold you accountable. There's no one to lift you up when you're feeling down. There's no one to pour into you when you are all drained. And then so what happens is we look and we desire that brotherhood so much that the first time that it presents itself, whether it's good or bad, we kind of attach ourselves to it and we become that thing. That was kind of my situation. So I knew I had to change my environment. Once I changed my environment, I started to seek God for direction. I went to God to understand why was I put on this earth.
There are a lot of men out here that are running by the image that their family gives them, or that the world gives them, or even just the media gives them. But it's a complete different thing for what God gives them, his identity. And this book actually shows him that. A man puts in hard work, yes, but also purposeful work. There's a difference between putting in hard work and purposeful work.
Success is not a destination, it's the journey. It's the things that you learn about along the way, from your character to patience to longevity, and the list can go on.
With this book, I could see it, like an example. We look at a fortified man as just being successful. Then you're forced to define what is success. We say success is having money, but the truth is success is living in your purpose. And I believe that alignment is what this book is going to do to fortify so many men.
See, the word of God says, where there is no vision, the people perish. You have to have a vision for your family. If you don't have a vision for your finances, you're going to struggle financially. If you don't have a vision for your business won't succeed. If you don't have a vision for your future, you won't have a future.
You just learn. So for me, a lot of the questions that I would normally have to ask somebody, be scared to ask somebody, right? I don't even have to ask, I can just watch.
You need to have people in your corner pouring into you so that you can achieve the thing that you want to achieve, because you can't do it on your own. In fact, the Word of God says that it is not good for man to be alone.
There's a lot of people that are walking in the traumas of their past, of their childhood, but not having the freedom and the strength to actually be transparent and talk about it. But being a fortified man is not only having the strength to actually speak about his trauma and the pain that he needs to heal from, but is actually learning from that as well too.
That's why this book, The Fortified Man, is more than just a book. It's a guide, it's a tool, and most importantly, it's a brotherhood, men of accountability. And that's what it takes to be fortified. So if you're ready for success, if you're ready to embark on this journey, if you're ready to be a fortified man, then it's time that you tap in.